Hello, all you tiny, beautiful people that live in my computer. My name's Finn, and today I'm giving a review of the movie Good Will Hunting, which is one of my favorite films of all time. I have rewatched it recently, and then last week in a poll, I gave 4 options for videos, and you guys voted for all 4, really. So I'm going to try to get all 4 out within the next, week or so. And I needed to do something for Wednesday, so here we are. I will give a spoiler-free review at the beginning, and then after that, I'll get into spoilers. I have a couple bullet notes written down. The story's really fucking engaging. It's really moving. It's really... Do I use any big words? It's a moving drama, yeah. It's a film that really hones in on potential. It really hones in on potential. It really hones in on past. The story is about a man, Will Hunting, who is a fucking genius. Not oh, he's special. No. Genius. Figuring out, math terms that these fucking big professors have no clue what they mean. Will learns all of it pretty much just through reading and then, trial and error. Will doesn't... He doesn't have, a reason to be this smart. He didn't go to some big school. He didn't grow up under super tutoring parents or anything. He just read the information and learned it. The acting in this film is top notch. I have two performances that I specifically talked about. Matt Damon, who plays Will Hunting. One of the most raw, genuinely emotional performances I've ever seen. He portrays Will in a way that's super complex, in a way that kind of proves his acting chops. Matt Damon isn't somebody who I see in things a lot. Not that he's not in things, just that I don't pursue the things that he's actively in or whatever. But I fucking adored his performance in this. It was one of the most real... Hi, kitty. One of the most real, guttural performances I've ever seen. And even with as real and guttural and complex, it wasn't the best performance. That would go to the amazing Robin Williams, who I think this is the greatest performance of his career. And I fucking love Robin Williams. I think Robin Williams is one of the greatest actors of all time. I think he's one of the greatest comedians of all time. I fucking love Robin Williams. As do millions of people. I think this is the best performance of his career. I think... I'm going to sneeze, and I apologize for that. I think not only is it his best performance, it's a real career-defining performance. I think he plays Will's therapist, and I think it's one of the most compassionate, portrayals of a character that I've ever seen. I think the range of emotion that he shows, from sadness to empathy to genuine anger, and then pride and bliss, just all of the emotions that Robin portrays realistic, compelling, and at some points frightening. Especially with Robin's passing and all of the information that came with that. This portrayal of a therapist and the range that he pulls off in it are super hard hitting based on the information we now know about his mental health and all of that. And I think that's fucking insane. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have so much memorable dialogue. Ben Affleck plays Chucky, who is Will's best friend. There is a monologue close to the end of the movie, which I will get into later, which is, I think, the best scene in the whole fucking movie is the short monologue from Chucky. Their friendship is so genuine, heartfelt. I don't know other words for it other than genuine, really. It feels like two friends talking. And I'm sure Damon and Affleck are genuinely friends, but I've never seen two people on screen act like best friends better. And they portray like the respect between each other, the love, the care, but also the parts that aren't that fun, like fuck ups. They portray every part of a friendship in this 2-hour film. And I think that's amazing. The writing, almost the whole movie made sense to me, even the big words, and I'm not a tremendously intelligent individual. And I thought, when the writing can be complex and use big words and I still understand it, I think that's a testament to the writers and to the directors. The themes of the film are definitely self-worth. There's a lot of trauma in there. Healing is a big thing. And connection between humans. There is a lot of connection in this film, whether it be between the two father figures of Will's life, or it be between Will and Sean, who is Robin's character, or Affleck and Damon. There's so much connection that is so real and so human and so genuine, and that so many people can look at and compare to their own life and to their own experiences, and I think that's fucking beautiful. Balancing these super intelligent, deep things with basic drama and basic comedy, and it works as this super intelligent thing. You could show it to a teenager and they would understand everything Will's talking about. You could show it to somebody who's in their 60s and they would understand everything Will's talking about. I think it's not a kid's movie whatsoever. I don't think you should show it to somebody who isn't understanding of the themes and the thoughts. But I think it's a movie for just about anyone. I think it's so fucking good. It is. What year did it come out? 97. I think it has so much style and emphasis on being like the individual film. I don't think there's a movie like it. I don't think there's a movie that could replace it. I don't think there's a movie that you could say it is based on. I feel like it is so individual in everything that it is. Where is that file? Sorry, I have the spoiler and non-spoilers split up. Okay, is this the right one? Is this not it? Okay, it is. So from this point forward, there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen Good Will Hunting, I advise you go watch it. I believe it's free on YouTube currently, so you don't have to worry about, like, spending money on it. Go watch that film. It's so fucking good. Okay. Now, baby, I'm not going to run through the whole film and talk about every single thing in it, because I feel like, A, that's not as interesting as me pointing out the big moments, and B, I don't really have time to sit down and talk about every single scene, as that would take me for the next, 7 hours, because there's so goddamn much in this movie. Okay. Will is a janitor at MIT, and is exposed as a mathematical prodigy, because he pretty much anonymously solves this question that nobody has an answer to. The mathematics professor gets up and he writes this big question, and he's talking about how whoever finishes it is going to get this big, moment. And then Will finishes it as if it doesn't fucking matter. He finishes it like it's 2 + 2. It is child's play to Will. But because he's a janitor, nobody really picks up on it. And I think that's really fucking cool. I always love the idea of that sort of thing. I love smart people. You want behind there, buddy? I love smart people not having to be... Because it's realistic in a way. Because not every smart person comes from a big school. Not every smart person has to have all of that history. Sometimes you just read and learn. Sometimes you just look stuff up. So whatever. And I think that's really fucking cool. The film slowly but surely starts pulling out everything about Will's past. He is an orphan. He has been in multiple, foster homes, all of which were abusive in one way, neglecting in another, whatever. He has both emotional and physical scars from all of this. He doesn't let people in. And even though he's so wildly intelligent, and even though he's so wildly intelligent and so incredibly versed in mathematics, science, history, every thing that he can learn in a book, including how to psychoanalyze and also how to psych out these therapists that are being given to him and get them to leave him the fuck alone because he knows already everything they're gonna do. Even though he's that smart, he's not... I don't want to say he's not emotionally intelligent, because he is. He's not open. He doesn't let people in. He doesn't show his affection. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. And he doesn't let people learn who he is. And it's so... It hits close to home. Not that I'm a fucking super genius, but that I have trouble letting people in and stuff. It hits really fucking close to home, and it's really nice. You can tell that all of his self-destructive behavior is brought on by that upbringing. The lack of real foster family is what kind of fosters his horrid treating of himself, and sometimes others. Which I love when the protagonist isn't perfect. And Will is not a perfect person. He is flawed. He harms himself and others. And there are multiple scenes that point to that and make sure that it is obvious that he's not Gandhi. He's not Jesus. He's fucked up. And that's how humans work. And it's beautiful. Will faces jail time after this violent accident. Basically, He beats up an asshole. It's an asshole, though, so I don't feel bad. He's then given a chance to avoid going to jail if he works with that MIT professor and if he goes to therapy. Which sets up his real journey, has nothing to do with the math and has everything to do with the therapy. Sean Maguire is Robin Williams' character, who was fucking brilliant. They have so many therapy sessions. The first one where basically nothing happens, like therapy was, and then Will starts psychoanalyzing Sean. He starts to look around the room, talk about every book he has, and go into depth on those. He sees a painting Sean has, and he psychoanalyzes everything about it. He talks shit about the painting, then he points out why the colors are bad, why everything is wrong with it. And then he pulls it all together into a real emotional, antagonistic scene where he tells Sean he must have married the wrong woman. Which then causes Sean to choke Will the fuck out while telling him never to bring up his wife again. And then the therapy session ends. And then the MIT professor comes in and he expects Sean to say no and to let them leave. But Sean just says, make sure the kid's here next week and we'll talk. And then the therapy sessions continue to be super big and meaningful. One of them, they don't even do the therapy session. Will sits on a bench, Sean sits with him, and Sean just dumps about everything. He talks about his wife, he talks about whatever, and then he gets to the point where he tells Sean, I don't know the exact quote, I don't have quotes written down. He basically tells Will, I'm here to help you. I know you're fucked up. I know you have issues. Me too. Everybody looks at you and they think you're perfect and blah, 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 and you're smart and you have all the answers, but you don't. You're a cocky fucking kid, and I can help you get the answers. Whatever. And then they get a little bit closer and they actually talk. And Sean opens up about his life, about his wife, and he opens up about his care for her and that he had to take care of her after she got cancer. Or I don't know if they ever explicitly say cancer. I know he says sick a lot and they have like the themes of cancer. I don't remember. But he talks about He talks about that, and he opens up to Will in a way that nobody else has. And then Will opens up back. Will conversates a little about everything. And Will starts seeing a girl. There's a scene that is damn near perfect, and I want people to see, so I'm not going to spoil too much about it. All I've got to say is, do you like apples? That scene's so fucking good. But they continue talking, and they have multiple breakthroughs, including when Sean opens up about how he was going to be at the World Series. He was going to see, I don't remember what year, big baseball game, basically. And he had tickets and everything, and he gets Will hype as fuck. And then he talked about how that's how he met his wife. And then Sean reveals, oh yeah, I didn't watch the game. I gave my ticket to the boys and said I had to go see about a girl. And that's how he met his wife. That's how they got together and everything. And I think that's beautiful. And then Will is meeting a girl, Skyla. And they have a rocky romance, and I think it is so incredibly grounded in a way. I think not only is it grounded, but it's really put together. I don't know. It's real and it's loving and it's got heart behind it, but it's flawed. To get her free time, Will finishes questions for her so that she won't have to. And then she, being somebody who actually cares about learning, is like, Will, I still have to figure this shit out. You can't just give me the answer. And then Will lies to her. He lies about having brothers. He lies about having a big, loving family. He lies about his friends. And it's real. It's not every romance is fucking rainbows and perfection. There's rain sometimes. Sometimes there's a storm. There's snow. And they really hone in on that in this relationship. There's a scene where they're at Skyla's like dorm room and they're talking and they're talking and they're talking, and then it gets to the point where Will opens up a little. He talks about his like foster father stabbing him. He talks about the fact that he doesn't have brothers. He talks about being an orphan. But he doesn't open up about it in a way that is healthy. He doesn't open up about it in a way that is good for him or Skyla. He opens up in ways that are offensive towards her in a way. Like he's on the offense the whole time, yelling these things rather than exclaiming and explaining them. And it gets to the point where he is not only verbally, but even a little physically abusive towards her in this scene. And it's so hard to watch, which shows how good these two are at acting. What's the girl's name? I have it written down, I believe. Minnie Driver is her name. And it's so fucking beautiful to watch them talk. And she keeps telling him how much she loves him, and he won't say it back. And it gets to the point where she tells him, if you want me to leave you alone, just say you don't love me. And he just does. He's lying, but he tells her that, and then he leaves. And it's one of the most hard to watch scenes I've seen in anything ever. Not because of horror, not because of anything like that. It just is so fucking real. The MIT professor and his therapist continuously go back and forth on what is good for Will. MIT professor is saying that Will needs to get some big job to do work that matters. And Sean is over and over again just saying, I don't think he's ready. Maybe ask him. See what he wants. And it shows that Sean genuinely gives a shit. That he's actually looking to help Will, not just push Will. To give him the options of what he wants to do in life. One of the best scenes of the film, and I think the biggest moment for Damon in the film, is the last therapy session with Sean, when Sean is looking at everything that Will's been through. He's looking at all of the documents. He's looking at all the pictures. And he doesn't have a whole lot to say. Because he just repeats the same thing over and over. It's not your fault. He tells Will over and over again, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. The whole time, Will is getting angry. He's pushing Sean. He's threatening Sean. And then he starts to cry. He starts to break down an ugly cry, and then he hugs Sean, and all Sean has to say is, it's not your fault. That's it. It's one of the most beautiful, I don't know what you'd call it. It's one of the most beautiful, scenes I've ever seen. It's so fucking just gutsy. I don't know. Damn it, Notes, come back. I need you. Then there's my favorite scene of the movie. One of my favorite scenes in anything ever. It's Chucky and Will working together. And they're drinking and throwing shit, whatever. Just being dudes. A couple guys being dudes. And Will talks about how he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to go do anything big. He just wants to be here with his friends. And Chucky goes on a rant. And it's one of the most beautiful things ever. I want the exact quote for this. Hold up. I'm going to read the whole scene. But I'll make sure to point out when I get to, the big chunk that I adore. It starts with Chucky asking, so how's your lady? Talking about Skyla, who's left now to go to California. She's gone. Gone? Gone where? Med school. Medical school in California. Really? Yeah. When the fuck was this? It was a week ago. Well, that sucks. So, when are you done with those meetings? I think the week after I'm 21. Yeah, they gonna hook you up with a job or what? Yeah, fucking sit in a room and do a long division for the next 50 years. Yeah, probably. Probably gonna make some nice bank, though. I'm gonna be a fucking lab rat. Better than this shit. Way out of here. What do I want way out of here for? I'm gonna live here for the rest of my life, be neighbors, have little kids, fucking take them to Little League together, Folly Field. Look, you're my best friend. This is the big one for me. Look, you're my best friend, so don't take this the wrong way. But in 20 years, if you're still living here, coming over to my house to watch the Patriots game, still working construction, I'll fucking kill you. That's not a threat, that's a fact. I'll fucking kill you. What the fuck are you talking about? Look, you got something that none of us have. Oh, come on. Why is it always this, huh? I mean, I fucking owe it to myself to do this or that. What if I don't want to? No. Fuck you. You don't owe it to yourself. You owe it to me. Because tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and I'll be 50 and I'll still be doing this shit. And that's alright. That's fine. I mean, you're sitting on a winning lottery ticket and you're too much of a pussy to cash it in. And that's bullshit. Because I'd do anything to fucking have what you got. So would any of these fucking guys. It'd be an insult to us if you're still here in 20 years. Hanging around here is a fucking waste of time. You don't know that. I don't? No, you don't know that. I don't know that. Let me tell you what I do know. Every day, I come by your house and I pick you up and we go out and we have a few drinks and a few laughs and it's great. You know what the best part of my day is? It's for about 10 seconds when I pull up to that curb to when I get to your door. 'Cause I think maybe I'll get up there and knock on that door and you won't be there. No goodbye, no see you later, no nothing. You just left. I don't know much, but I know that. And I think that, especially that last segment, the happiest 10 seconds of my day, it is one of my favorite back and forths in media ever. It's so goddamn good. And I didn't do it justice. Go watch the fucking movie. I love that fucking scene. It's so good. And then we have that final therapy scene. We have Will deliver a note to Sean and then leave. We then see Chucky come to Sean's house. Not Sean's house. Chucky goes to Will, and Will's not home. And it is... They don't overdo it. They don't, be like, hey, look, he's gone. They just do the scene of Chucky looking for him. And then he smiles, and it's so fucking good. And then the credit scene is Will driving to California to go see Skyla, to get something for his life. And we don't know what happens. We don't know that he gets to Skyla. We don't know that they get a happy ever after. We don't fucking know. And I think that's beautiful. I think it is one of my favorite endings to a film ever, because it's kind of up to your interpretation. It's kind of up to what you think will happen. Obviously, the writers probably had, an idea of, oh yeah, this is what actually occurred. But, I don't know. It's so goddamn nice. I think the cinematography is something that I never seen anyone talk about. It's so goddamn good. I think every single aspect of this film is tremendous. And I am I'm almost intimidated with how good this fucking movie is. Because as a creative, obviously you compare yourself to other things and your creations to other people's creations and stuff. And I don't think if I worked every day for the rest of my life on creative stuff, I could ever make something that's half as good as Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting is so goddamn good. It's so goddamn underrated. It's full of amazing comedy, amazing acting, deep emotional drama, and I think you should watch it. I don't have too much else to say. I fucking love that movie. Thank you to all those who made it. Thank you to all those who watched this. And thank you for any comments, any likes, any subscribes, whatever the fuck. Thank you guys so much. Please go watch Good Will Hunting. And I'm going to drink water because my throat still hurts and I'm still dying of the flu. Bye-bye.